friends, welcome everybody once again to the English language teaching classes. In the previous class you studied about grammar translation method, and in this video you will study about the direct method. What is the direct method? Direct method emphasizes teaching English through conversation, discussion and reading in the target language itself without the use of people's language. People's language means the mother tongue of the learner. This method emphasizes the following aspects. The direct method was introduced as the result of the failure of grammar translation method in making the students to have practical command over English. Grammar translation method വിദ്യാർത്ഥികളെ ഇംഗ്ലീഷിൽ വേണ്ട രീതിയിലുള്ള പ്രാക്ടിക്കലായിട്ടുള്ള പരിജ്ഞാനം ഉണ്ടാക്കി കൊടുക്കാൻ പരാജയപ്പെട്ടു. അതിൻ്റെ ഫലമായിട്ടാണ് ഡയറക്റ്റ് മെത്തേഡ് കടന്നു വന്നത്. If a language is taught directly, where immediate association between experience and expression in words, phrases and meaning is possible, then there are all possible for learning the language. See, when the language is taught, the student gets an immediate association between experience and expression in words. ഒരു ഭാഷ കുട്ടി പഠിക്കുമ്പോൾ തൻ്റെ അനുഭവമായിട്ട് ബന്ധപ്പെട്ട് അനുഭവമായിട്ട് ബന്ധപ്പെട്ടുള്ള അറിവ് കിട്ടുകയാണെങ്കിൽ, see, you need to get a direct experience and to the expression of words, phrases and meanings, then the language learning will be easy. അതാണ് ഇതിൻ്റെ ഒരു principle. There are certain principles on which the direct method is established. The first principle is oral practice. The direct method gives importance to speech. English is taught through English only. Students are given sufficient practice in listening to the language and then speaking it. Oral practice helps the students to associate with the objects and ideas for which they stand. ഡയറക്റ്റ് മെത്തേഡിൽ കൂടെ ഭാഷ പഠിപ്പിക്കുമ്പോൾ, പ്രത്യേകിച്ച് ഇംഗ്ലീഷ് ഭാഷ പഠിപ്പിക്കുമ്പോൾ ആദ്യമായിട്ടും കുട്ടിക്ക് കിട്ടുന്നത് എക്സ്പീരിയൻസ്, സംസാരിക്കാനുള്ള അനുഭവമാണ്. The direct method emphasizes that the student should get enough experience in speaking in English. English should be taught in the class through English only. See, the teacher has to use only English to teach English, and the students should respond to the teacher only through English. He or the students are not supposed to use mother tongue anyway in the class. Thereby the students get lot of practice for listening and speaking in the target language. Oral practice helps the students to associate with objects and ideas for which they stand. ഓരോ ആശയങ്ങളും അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഒരു ഒബ്ജക്റ്റിനെയും മനസ്സിലാക്കാൻ സ്റ്റുഡൻറ് ടാർഗറ്റ് ലാംഗ്വേജിൽ കൂടെ തന്നെ പഠിക്കും. ടീച്ചർ explains an object through target language, and the students also understand it through the target language. And no way the mother tongue is used. Only the target language is used in the class. The second principle is restrain the use of mother tongue in the class. The students are taught by showing real objects or performing actions by suitable illustration in the context. At first, the teacher introduces the objects, any objects or anything through the real objects and through performing it. So without using the mother tongue. അധ്യാപകൻ ക്ലാസ്സിൽ ഒരു വസ്തുവിനെ പറ്റി പറയുമ്പോൾ ഒരു കാര്യം പറയുമ്പോഴോ ആദ്യമേ ആംഗ്യ രൂപത്തിൽ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ മോഡൽ ഉപയോഗിച്ച് പറയും. So the students understand easily and no way the mother tongue is used. Mother tongue is not at all used by the teacher and not at all used by the students. So the learning, when learning English, the students and the teacher has to restrain from the mother tongue. That is the second basic principle. The third basic principle is the sentence is the unit of speech. See, according to direct method, words or a particular word is not the unit of speech. Students are introduced sentences and not words. According to direct method, no single word in English has a single meaning. See, when words come together in a sentence, it gets a meaning. A single word, that word doesn't have a proper meaning. See, അതുകൊണ്ട് ഡയറക്റ്റ് മെത്തേഡ് അനുസരിച്ച് സെന്റൻസുകളാണ് അധ്യാപകൻ പഠിപ്പിക്കുന്നത്, അല്ലാതെ വാക്കുകളല്ല ക്ലാസ്. So in the sentences are taught in the context, okay, and not just like the grammar translation method, which emphasizes teaching of words. Likewise, the next principle, grammar is taught inductively. See, grammar is taught to the students after they get some understanding of English sentences. So they can follow the grammar very easily. They can comprehend the language and understand the grammar easily. So grammar is taught inductively to the students and not deductively. The next principle, students get plenty of opportunity to learn new vocabularies. But when new words are introduced to students, those vocabularies should be carefully selected and graded. എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ വിദ്യാർത്ഥികൾക്ക് ഒരുപാട് പുതിയ വാക്കുകൾ പഠിക്കാനുള്ള അവസരങ്ങൾ ഈ മെത്തേഡ് അനുസരിച്ചുണ്ട്. പക്ഷേ ഇത് അവരെ പഠിക്കുന്നതിന് മുമ്പ്, അവരെ പരിചയപ്പെടുന്നതിന് മുമ്പ് ഈ വെക്കാബുലറികൾ, ഈ വാക്കുകൾ നന്നായി ഗ്രേഡ് ചെയ്യണം, നന്നായി സെലക്ട് ചെയ്യണം. ഒന്നാം ക്ലാസ്സിൽ പഠിക്കുന്ന ഒരു കുട്ടിക്ക് 10ാം ക്ലാസ്സിൽ പഠിക്കുന്ന കുട്ടിയുടെ വെക്കാബുലറി അവൻ പഠിക്കേണ്ട വാക്കുകൾ കൊടുക്കാൻ പാടില്ല. So it should be carefully graded and carefully selected, and then only should be taught in definite stages through spoken language, not written language, so that the student get a lot of vocabulary. Now we are going to see what are the advantages of direct method. So the first advantage is it is a natural method. Unlike grammar translation method, this direct method is a natural method. See, natural way of learning. Any language is in the order of listening, speaking, reading, and writing. See, that direct method emphasize ചെയ്യുന്നത് LSRW എന്ന പാറ്റേൺ ആണ്. ലിസണിംഗ് തുടങ്ങി സ്പീക്കിംഗിലേക്ക് പോയി, പിന്നെ റീഡിംഗ്, പിന്നെ റൈറ്റിംഗ്. So direct method follows this natural. Now you can understand the difference between this approach, direct approach, grammar translation method. Grammar translation method, writing and reading introduced first, and speaking and listening comes later. So this direct method is a natural. The second advantage of direct method is fluency of speech is guaranteed. In grammar translation method, no emphasis on speaking is given, but in direct method, much emphasis of speaking is given. Fluency in speaking is guaranteed. So students, they involve in conversation with the teacher in English. Also a particular student involves in conversation with another student in English. So the oral fluency is improved Fluency doesn't mean that the student has to speak fast, but the meaning is that he is free to speak, and the listener is also comfortable to listen. So that is the meaning. The third advantage is it develops pronunciation skills. Students are made to listen to their teachers and then to speak. They have good model to pronounce English words. This practice helps them developing a better English pronunciation. Direct method അനുസരിച്ച് പഠിപ്പിക്കുന്ന ഒരു അധ്യാപകൻ he has to follow the correct pronunciation in the class. He has to pronounce the words in the correct pronunciation and also the sentences, so that the students can get a better example and they can imitate, and according to this model they can speak in English. This practice helps them developing a better English pronunciation. And the fourth advantage, direct method also supports in written work, writing practice. Fluency in speech helps in written work. വിദ്യാർത്ഥി തനിക്ക് സംസാരിക്കാൻ ലഭിച്ച കഴിവ് അത് തൻ്റെ എഴുത്തിൽ പ്രകടിപ്പിക്കാൻ കഴിയും. Only thing is that the students have to concentrate in mind on their spelling. ഒരു പ്രശ്നമുണ്ട്. See, the pronunciation of a particular letter will be different from the spelling of it. ഒരു വാക്ക് ഉച്ചരിക്കുന്നതും അത് സ്പെല്ല് ചെയ്യുന്നതും വ്യത്യസ്തമായിരിക്കും. So ഉച്ചരിക്കുന്നത് പോലെ എഴുതാൻ പറ്റില്ല. He has to understand, he has to differentiate the spelling from the sound. So that is very important. The fifth advantage of direct method, it promotes the study of literature. The students get they can further proceed to enjoy literature, the knowledge they gain from oral and written aspects of Kati language. See, direct method അനുസരിച്ച് കുട്ടി വിദ്യാർത്ഥി he gets very good knowledge of the cultural aspects of language. So after learning the cultural aspects, students, for them it will be very easy to understand literature. So in literature, the cultural aspects, the natural part of the language is emphasized. So for him it is very easy to follow the target language there. The next one is direct method accommodates audio visual aids. See, we have seen in grammar translation method there is no scope for the teacher to use audio visual aids, but in direct method the teacher has to use several audio visual aids so that the teaching and learning activity will become very interesting and very accurate. ഇപ്പോൾ നിങ്ങൾ സ്ലൈഡ് വഴി പഠിക്കുന്നു, സ്ലൈഡ് കണ്ടു പഠിക്കുന്നു, കേട്ട് പഠിക്കുന്നു. This is an audio visual way of teaching. So the learning will be more interesting. The student can understand things very clearly and the learning will be very well interesting. So in this video you have seen the direct method and how it was introduced in the context of its introduction, and then the principles on which it is based, and then the advantages. Hope that everybody enjoyed this video. We'll come to you with another video from Teaching English. Thank you.